actual guitar called an electric guitar, but if you're playing on acoustic, that's cool. But this is mainly for rock and metal guitar, so electric guitar is better. So how do you put on the strap? There's two little notches right here, so this is called the the base. And then at the very bottom, there's another point, and then there's little holes, and then you want to have the strap. For me, there's a little indent here that I can rest my leg on, and then you put the strap around one side of your neck, and you want to have your non-dominant hand on what's called the fretboard, which is this kind of thing. And your other hand will be doing some strumming. So, for example, the strumming would be like, and then the other hand changes the tone. So this is called an open. And then when I'm playing with my left hand, it gives it a higher pitch. So that's what I find really interesting about the guitar. So the first step is tuning. So basically you could just go to any tuner app, and then you want it to make sure that it tells you what note you're playing, and then you want what's called the sixth string. Oh, I forgot to show you how to hold the pick. So basically, this is called a pick. And then you want to, first of all, place your thumb here, and then you want to place your index finger here. And then you kind of want to slant your finger so it's like this, so you can hold on to it like really tightly, and you want to give yourself this much space, and this is what it should look like. And then let's make you play your first note. So when you're tuning, you want to play a note, and when you're playing the note, you want to see what note it says it's on. For me, I'm in the standard tuning, so it goes E2, A2, D3, G3, B3, E4. And then when you strum all of it, it should sound like that. I'm using what's called a clean tone. Alright, so this is the hardest step. It's actually using the fretboard. So you want to actually dig your finger in so it doesn't sound like. You want to dig it until it sounds like. You hear a difference between. So this is what you'll probably first hear when you're trying to play your first note. But you want to go deeper. You want to actually make it able to touch the wood on all the strings. Alright, once you've been able to do this, so it would take about a week to get everything ready on your fretboard. You don't know how to do anything, so you're going to sound like all mumbo jumbo. It's probably going to take you really slow to do this, so if you were to do something like. You would probably go. It'll sound something like that for you because it's slow. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to teach you is how to set up the guitar. So for an acoustic, it's already set up basically. But for an electric, you need a cable going into your guitar, and then let me easy for you. Alright. And then you want to plug the other side of the cable into what's called an amplifier. So mine is big, but you don't need it that big. So what I'm set at is what's called a clean tone. So the difference is that there's distortion. So what's used for like rock. And then there's like a clean tone that can be used for like country. So you've set up your guitar and everything's good. Now I'm going to teach you how to read tablature. So tablature doesn't mean that you have to learn how to do music theory. It's quite the opposite. It's like a guitarist's best friend. So what I find useful is so when it shows you an X, that means you want to lightly put your fingers here, like this. Lightly put it over the string. And then strum it. So a popular riff that could be like that is like. Which is Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine, which is what I will show you next. You don't have to learn chords, but 2 fingers on a guitar is great. So basically, at the same time, you want to strum 2 notes. So you want to put your finger on one string like normal. Oh, and this thing's called sliding. So basically, when you drag your finger across, and then there's bending, which you want to learn how to do with 3 fingers, but when you start, you want to do 1. And it makes a higher sound. So you play the note, and you just wiggle your finger. But when you play it with 3 fingers, it kind of gives you more of a developed sound. And it's more stable. Anyways, you don't have to learn that. What you do have to learn is tabs. So you learn the X's, or lightly putting your fingers over the string. And then sometimes there's an H over a string, over what's a tab, and it means it's either on the 5th, 7th, or 12th fret. So what all the numbers mean is what fret. So if it says the 5th fret of the E string, it means to play this string, the lowest string, and to go count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for harmonic, you want to find the fret, which is a metal piece, and then you want to lay your finger kind of like an X, but you don't want to put all your fingers. You want to put one finger lightly on it, so you hear it resonate. Popular song that uses it is the Am I Evil guitar solo from Metallica. And then it's asking us to play a harmonic. So that's a song that uses harmonics. I'm not really great at guitar. I basically just started, but I'm just teaching you what I know and why I like doing this. So, yeah. Alright, now more tabs stuff. So when it says 0 on any of the strings, so if it says an E at the start, it can mean this string or the high string. So tabs are basically upside down. So the very highest one is this one, which is known as the first one, where I'm having my finger, this string right there. And then B right there, G right here, D, A, E. So E is at the very top, B is the second, G is the third, D is the fourth, A is the fifth, and E is the sixth. So there are two E's. So this one is what we call the low E, and this is the high E. It's the same note, but just octaves higher. Like that. So basically, in music, there's a thing called an octave. So on the 12th fret, it repeats itself. So everything repeats itself basically. So we start with an E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. And then the same thing happens, but on another string. So A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, E sharp, and that's an E, no? So this note right here is the same as on the 12th fret here, which is the same as on the 2nd fret here. So these are all the same notes, except they just sound a little bit more different, but they're the exact same. Except this one can be heard more clearly. So this is an octave higher than this. And it repeats itself for all the strings. So these are the same thing. To learn what's in the guitar, I've heard Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Eddie, 8, Dynamite, I forgot the acronym, but it can be any acronym. So every alien, dog, girl, bleeds every day. Every alien, dog, girl bleeds every day. And that's how we know what it is. So, yeah. On to more tablature stuff. So, basically, every other string is a 5th fret higher. So each little square here is called 1 fret. That's what we call it. So a 5 on the low E is the same as this. It's the same until you get to the G string. It's not the same because they made it into 4 which I find confusing on the... So these are not the same notes, but when you play a 4, these are, and then it goes back to 5 afterwards, which I find kind of confusing. But anyways, that's basically it. Alright, now I'm going to teach you some songs. Oh, right. We have hammer-ons and pull-offs. So basically, a hammer-on is when you play a note, and then you put down your finger, and then you hear another note. And then you release it, which is called a pull-off. Or if you want a 0 pull-off, you're just playing the note, picking the note with your finger. And there's a thing called palm muting, which, if you see the bridge right here, you put your hand here. Right, now we have power chords, which is combining a root and the fifth. You don't need to know what a fifth is. It's just 2 frets apart on the next string. Many rock songs use this. So, some might be like Master of Puppets. I can't nail that one. So some riffs combine the palm muting open string. And then a power chord. So what I'm doing right now is a power chord on the 7th and the 9th, which is a very rocky and blues riff. And if you think that's the start of Iron Man, which is natural, so you would be correct, which it starts on that power chord. Alright, so now I want to practice the palm mute and the power chords with you. So really slowly, we palm mute the open low string. And then we do a power chord on any note, so it could be on any string. So yeah, which I find really cool. Alright, so there's 2 types of guitarists. There's the lead guitarist, and there's the rhythm guitarist. So a rhythm guitarist follows a bass guitar, which is the main part between the lead guitar and the drums. So the drums could be whatever, like Boots and Cats. So it kind of goes like... I'm horrible at beatboxing. But anyways, it goes like that. And then the lead guitar might go like... So Boots and Cats, Boots and Cats, So what would sound good was on the bass. So basically, as a rhythm guitarist in a rock or metal band, you want to mainly focus on 3 elements. So basically, hammer-ons and pull-offs, power chords and palm muting. So maybe the riff was, so the bass would go. And then the guitar follows that and makes it into a power chord because it's a single note and palm mutes it.